Hi, my name is Antonio Santiago. I'm doing the reflection on um, whether or not welfare recipients should be drug tested. I think there's a lot of arguments for both sides. There's kind of a more conservative approach where people would suggest being drug welfare recipients should be drug tested, and there's definitely a more liberal approach, I would say, to not have drug tests. So I mean, there's kind of both sides to it. And The two arguments or the two articles that I used were Duffy's Napa Valley Rehab article and also the Christian Science Monitor. I think they had some really good points. Just after reading those, I think I kind of go with the choice of being uh, that welfare recipients should be drug tested. I mean, I think there's a lot of really good benefits to it. Um, One of them being that in Duffy's Napa Valley Rehab, they they said that identifying individuals of identifying individuals in need of substance abuse treatment. Substance abuse is a problem that affects the whole society, not just the individuals who are abusing substances. Mandatory drug testing helps identify individuals who can benefit from substance abuse treatment so they can receive help and will, according to the drug testing advocates, save money in the long term. Um, I think that's a really good point because uh, as you kind of look at America in general, we definitely have a lot of substance abuse problems, and also, I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with mental illness issues as well. So I think that they make a really good point of that. And then another um, a really good point that they made is that precedents in the job market, members of state legislature have argued that drug testing is often required by employees, so it's reasonable to also require drug testing for welfare recipients. I think that's a very good point because all government employees are subject to drug testing if suspicion arises. And then also to just our armed forces, they're drug tested on a random basis as well. And I think that's good. They're getting federal money, federal dollars. So I mean, everybody should kind of fall in that pool if they receive any kind of federal or government money. Um, so I mean, I think there's a lot to be benefited from this. Like I said before, drug testing, if they test positive, they can also get help and um, uh, kind of further their life. I mean, I think welfare is definitely a good thing that can help people get on their feet. Um, but then it could be a bad thing if they're just using it to buy drugs and just stay where they're at, because then there's no competition in that. They're just getting free money to buy drugs. Um, Another quote that I liked from the Christian Science Monitor was, "If welfare recipients refuse to be tested, they'll they would lose benefits for at least 6 months. Recipients who test positive the first time would be offered treatment and would continue receiving aid. Repeat offenders would be ineligible for welfare, but could reapply if they later tested negative." I mean, I think that's a really good point to be made. I mean, if we're going to drug test uh, welfare recipients, we should have rules to if they test positive for drug use. Obviously, I mean, just like an employer, uh, you can sometimes be a first-time offender, and as long as you show improvement or have a very good action plan, they can make exceptions and get treatment and so forth. Um, but yeah, and then I think there should be some more serious consequences, like uh, losing your financial aid from the government. So welfare recipients basically stop receiving government money. I think that's also good too, because if they lose something like that, that really helps support their lives. I mean, maybe they can make a change for the better in terms. So overall, I think drug testing is would be a very good positive for welfare recipients because it can help their competitiveness in the job market, and then also too, if they are substance abusers, they can also get a lot of help. Thank you.